Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Studio Series 86. This is Autobot Blaster and Eject. So in this video we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. We're going to of course compare him to the original use of this particular mould. We can also have a look at, funnily enough, the new 86 Movie Colours G1 version of this figure, and of course have a look at some other molds and some other figures in the same toy lines, just to give you an idea of what he looks like and displays like. He's not even fitting in there. So as I start to pop all these back, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. And also to thank In Demand Toys in the UK, because that's where I purchased this from. Right then, so before we do that, let's have a quick look at the packaging as well. And I'm loving this artwork. I recently did a feature of this on one of the videos. It just looks so good. The figure itself again looks so good. I know that a lot of people thought perhaps he might get a completely new mold. For me, I'm quite happy with it. I think he looks great, and I've not even got him out of the packaging yet. So let's open him up. It's just a bit of a shame as well that perhaps we didn't get any more of his cassettes instead of just, of course, eject again. But of course I'll bring in the translucent eject as well, just so we can have a look. That looks so much better straight away, doesn't it? There he is. Again, it's a shame perhaps they didn't have the scene where he's up in the communication tower, but either way that looks okay. And I'm just going to take out the main scene in the background as well. So all I need to do obviously is set him free from there and come straight back to you. So I've set him free from the packaging, and to be honest it's quite crazy for myself because I only received this one the other day as well, and obviously what they've gone and done is just decoed it exactly the same as that. So we'll have a proper look at that in a second, and it's the same mold. We've just got obviously lighter greys, gunmetal grey there instead of black, same for the shins, etc. Head sculpt is just painted differently, and of course this is painted over as well. I really like it. I was a big fan of this mold anyway. I think it was a brilliant update to a figure that I've always enjoyed and really liked, to be honest. I like the fact obviously he's got the button, which means that he could, if he wanted to, I'm sure you can angle this around, so he could of course press open his own chest cavity, which you can see there he does, no issues whatsoever. So we can prop eject in there. Now of course I suppose the only negative with this is you don't know if he's in there because it's all painted up, whereas at least with the original owner of the mold, the original use, the Kingdom version, you could of course see the cassette inside. With regards to articulation, again it's all the same, so the head will spin very stiffly all the way around. It'll look slightly up and down as well, so you've got a bit of range of motion there. You can do the full T with the arms, and because obviously there's no back kibble at all, it can go all the way around completely unrestricted. You can swivel at the top of the shoulder, you can bicep flexion. There is no wrist swivel. You can see that is completely fused, but once again that's the same. You do have the waist swivel, and if we just move the arms out the way, you can do the side splits like so. Don't think you can do the back ones because I'm sure this, oh no, you can move the skirt out of the way, so you can, if you want to, pretty much get full split. So again, very dynamic, great amount of posing. You can rotate at the top of the thigh, huge knee bend, and again huge ankle tilt and rock as well. The blaster again is exactly the same, it's just painted in a different style grey, and of course eject is in there. So I think that's pretty much all there is to say about first impressions. We're going to come back, he's going to be in the alternate mode, and then in the final part we're going to bring him back, do the comparisons, and I suppose, yeah, differences between other versions of this mold as well. Okay, then we're back and he's in his alternate mode. Apologies, no transformation process on this video. That's because it's been separately uploaded to keep the main length of the video down, and indeed to aid people as a tutorial if they need it as well. So again, it's brilliant from the front. This is my only negative with this. Again, when you spin it around to the back, there's a lot of gaps, there's a lot of things that you can see that are visible. Now not unfortunately, I say this with pretty much all of the figures. It doesn't matter who's made them, which brand they are. I'm always happy if you can see exactly what we've got at the front. The overall aesthetics from the front is fantastic, so things like that don't really bother me. I know that a lot of people really don't like to have gaps and stuff, but again, no one's really going to see it. It does, however, though, always sort of still confuse me. The facts, not confuse me, that's probably too strong a word, but I know this is a brick, and I know obviously that it's very, very different and indeed completely basic compared to this particular figure. But what I'm about to show you just again still surprises me. So there's the original, and you know, there's pretty much zero gaps all the way around. So yes, this is highly, a lot more detailed and a lot more articulate, but we've still got huge gaps, whereas the original one didn't. And it also gives you an idea, there you go, of just how big the original one was as well. All right, let me move that out of the way. Again, you can of course pop your cassette in. It's so nice pressing a Blaster cassette door and not have to worry about the fact that it might not open again. So I do really like that. Right, now you are supposed to see, we've got this tab here and you've got these cutouts on the gun. These are supposed to, does it go that way? Oh, it's only on the one side, my bad. That is where you can store the Blaster on the back of Blaster. Or what you can do, I don't know if this is, it must be a fan mode because it's not in the instructions. You can pop that there and it kind of looks like a bit of an aerial. I'm sure you understand what that means, but obviously the full, I suppose, scene that it comes with is no use whatsoever when he's in this particular mode. None whatsoever at all. It is quite a big alternate mode. It's a good job that it isn't supposed to scale with, you know, the rest of the figures, just the height is, because as you can see, it's very, very big compared to some of the other figures that we've got. All right, I'm going to move these out of the way. There's not much more to say about it. For any younger viewers, it was also known as like a boom box, or obviously exactly that, a cassette player. But there's not much more to say about the alternate mode, apart from the fact, you know, that you can clearly see the difference in the colours and on the chest. But we're going to do the main comparisons and differences check now when we come back for the final time with him in his robot mode. So back for the final time with him back in his robot mode. I am very quickly just going to put him on this stand, A, so I can move it because it keeps reflecting, and B, because as I state in a lot of these, I just don't see the point in them. If it had been a huge diorama to join together, or if maybe he'd have been in, you know, the communications tower, I would have totally got it. But there you go, guys. If this is the only one you're going to buy, you can put him on that particular display stand, and that is how he will look. Right, let's move this out of the way. So very quickly, let's have a look at how you can use his accessories. You can, of course, if you wanted to, do exactly the same as what was in the alternate mode. Why you'd want to do that, I don't know. And also with regards to the back as well, I'm just showing you these. This is not how I expect anybody to be displaying it. But the good thing about this is with all these ports here, with the armorizers, the weaponizers, and I know it's not in the movie at all, but if you wanted to have a bit of fun and build him up, because there's just an abundance of 5mm ports all over him, you could completely power this guy up and I'm sure he'd look amazing. Right, I'm going to pop the Blaster in this hand because obviously the other hand is pointing. This gap in the forearm can be quite annoying, but again, it's only noticeable when you turn it to the side. Let's get eject out of the chest then, and this shouldn't be, as long as I can remember how to do it, too difficult to transform. So let's bring him out. This is a much better color scheme. I am a fan of translucent plastic. It doesn't bother me if figures are translucent. You tend to find that most translucent figures are limited edition anyway, so that's one of the main reasons why I like them. But I understand why people did want I suppose a solid color one, especially for this, because that's exactly how he looks. I'm struggling with this, you can see. Let's bring this out. That looks spectacular. It is, yeah, it is better than that. I do like this, as I say, but it just looks, in my opinion anyway, so much better. Right, let's just get him standing up and just do a few, just leave them there for a couple of seconds, just so you can see how good they look together. I can't believe how reflective that is, you know, it's really reflective. Let's bring in a couple of other figures then. So the Rumble is way bigger, isn't he? He's much bigger, and Frenzy is as well. So maybe these will get the special upgrade treatment of the cassettes as well if we get more in the future. With regards to, I suppose, just a few of the other Studio Series 86 figures, just for now, because there's so many of them now, it's getting quite hard to bring. See, he's not even going to fit I'm gonna have to lift that up ever so slightly. There's just too many figures. I'm probably going to do a collection video and definitely a short with all of the ones that we've got released so far, rather than just bring them all out one at a time. But again, I'm loving this. I'm loving the cast. I'm loving how they're looking. I might as well bring one more out. Where's he gone? Even though it isn't a Studio Series 86, it is an animated deco version, obviously, of Hounds. Now, the one thing to be obviously aware of is, of course, that Ratchet is a Voyager as well, but of course there's more engineering into this figure, hence why he's a bit smaller, but at the same price point. Right, let's move them out of the way, and let's bring in some, first and foremost then, let's do some uses of the mold. So we've got original owner of the mold, which was the Kingdom version. Then I'm actually confused, I can't remember, I think it's Shattered Glass next, please correct me if I'm wrong. Then I'm sure it was Twin Cast in Legacy, and now of course it is this one, who does have a really reflective chest. So I think that's the order. These two might be the other way around, but that is the uses of these molds. I haven't got all of these to hand just because you can hardly see them, in honesty. Let's move them out of the way. So yeah, we're getting a lot of use out of this. And what we've also got as well then, very quickly, is the new Movie Colours large blaster, which definitely doesn't fit. And then the other G1 blaster as well. Oh, I had Snarl here as well from Studio Series 86 to bring in, just to give you an idea of what he was like against a leader class figure. None of my figures are standing up properly. I don't know what's up with them all. So yeah, much smaller than leader class, but bigger than some of the other Voyager figures that we've just seen. Next few figures are obviously nothing to do with display. It's just to give you an idea if you collect other toy companies. So if you're interested in this figure and you collect third-party legends, we've got New Age, Iron Factory, Magic Square and Doctor Wu. So of course towers well above them, but as to what we would expect. One last very quick I suppose size guide is, in fact I've got two. We're going to go with G1, even though you've already seen Blaster, and obviously isn't going to scale with MP size either way. But there we go. I think there's nothing more to say about this. It is just the Kingdom mold. It is a redeco. I know that some people wanted something slightly different perhaps, and who's to say that in the future we may actually get one, because this I believe is it a Target exclusive in the US. I had to get this specifically from an online store in the UK called In Demand. So maybe as the line goes, we may get a different or an updated version. But that's all there is to say about him at the moment. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. I think he's great, and it's another addition to a fantastic toy line. Thanks for watching. Take care.